No, it doesn't. There we go. It
Now
says
it is.
live now. All
Yeah.
right. All right.
I got you.
Thank you.
I hit go live twice.
Thanks, Mary Beth, for waiting that patiently. We appreciate it. Happy Monday, everyone. As you can see, we're down a host. My husband is traveling again, so he did not make tonight's show. Had dinner tonight, and fun stuff like that. How was your guys' weekend?
Well, first off, happy anniversary to you.
Thank you.
Chris. So you guys had a wonderful weekend, right?
Yeah, 10 years married, 14 years together. So it was lovely. We went down to wine country, which sounds really weird in Ohio, but they've got a region just east of Cleveland called Grand River Valley. Beautiful area. And yes, they make decent wines. It's not California wines, but pretty decent wines. Beautiful country, a lot to see and do. They've got 19 historic covered bridges. So we actually went to the shortest bridge and the longest bridge in the U.S., and they're all right there in that same area. And
the longest.
The shortest and the longest. Yep. There are 19. You can actually, there's like this map, you can just kind of follow it along and do a whole trail, but it takes like all day. And then we happened to hit their fall festival, which was really awesome.
Oh, that's fun.
So, decorated beautifully. It was so cool to go down there and see that. Thank you, Ro. But yeah, it was nice. And so then unfortunately we had to get home fairly quickly on Sunday because Chris had to leave Sunday night and he's in Maryland working. So
Yep.
How about you guys?
We're good. Just want to say hello to everybody in chat. Hopefully Chris won't fire me because I goofed up on the intro a little bit.
No.
I did everything right. I did the intro. I hit go live twice. I don't know why.
I think you hit it 3 times.
Maybe I hit it 3 times.
You hit it twice and then you went back the 3rd time and I went, uh-oh.
But yeah, hello to everybody in chat. Mary Beth, Raul, 305's in the house. Who else is in there? Everett. Hello. Thanks for joining. We had a good weekend. It was a little rainy here. No soup for me. You're right, Everett. No soup for me. Carmella will have it.
I love soup.
She loves soup. Actually, you made soup this weekend, right?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Two of us together. We made potato soup.
Ooh, yummy.
Chili, potato soup.
She was a cooking fool this weekend.
Chocolate croissants. We made a whole bunch of stuff.
Nice.
And then Saturday, so last weekend we attended, it was called the Hollow to support, our Para family. 9 Lives Paranormal, Kara and Gail from 9 Lives Paranormal. It's called the Booton's Elk Lodge in North Jersey. So we went up to kind of pay everybody a visit and stuff. And Full Moon ladies were there, Nicole, Lisa, I think Susan was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Ron and Lourdes were there.
Nice.
Anthony, Jenny.
No, Jenny. Oh, we were talking about the other
Oh,
thing?
yeah. No, last week. So getting to this weekend. So last weekend, Nicole was like, what are you doing next weekend? And she's like, they're doing the Collins Museum that we had investigated last year that has the Lincoln flag at it. She was like, they're doing it's haunted Milford in Milford, PA, and they were doing a Halloween bazaar. So she was like, Tim, you met him. He's like, reach out to him and maybe if you want to do a table. And I'm like, I looked at her and I'm like, well, maybe we could throw something together real quick. And so I had a little table banner made and had it ready for Saturday. And we went up to the Paranormal Bazaar at the Collins Museum. It was a great little event. It was nice. It was right for the first event. We got the Stay Haunted wrapper.
I saw that.
Promoting
So good.
Podcast, and we met some great people.
We were the first table, so everybody came in. I was like, oh, Lord. I was just a little nervous.
Oh, wow.
I hooked them in.
Awesome.
I hooked him in. I said, hello, we're just here
Hello,
promoting the
how are you?
podcast.
I'm Todd.
I was like the greeter.
He's the Walmart greeter.
Welcome in.
This is some of the equipment we do for investigating. And if you have any experiences, talk to the crazy lady. And so yeah, it was a nice experience. It was a nice, easy, low key, kind of relaxed kind of event for us to kind of get into. I think it's something that will, we can definitely venture into to promote the podcast and meet new people. And that's what it's about, just sharing stories and getting to meet new people and like-minded people in the paranormal community and stuff like that. So that was awesome. Got to spend and then we spent some time with Anthony on a tricycle from Parasite Project, and Frankie was at a different event setting up their neurovisor. Anthony was there promoting the neurovisor at this event. So a lot of good things coming from them, and the Full Moon ladies, and Stephanie from it was Stephanie, Full Moon, yep. So it was a good weekend. So and then yesterday we just relaxed, right?
Yeah, that's when I cooked.
And you cooked, yeah. She cooked all day yesterday. So
That sounds fun.
lots of fun. So
Lots of fun. But a few weeks ago,
a few weeks ago, it's hard to believe that it's been 2 weeks already since
I know.
we made the trip across the pond to the UK.
Oh, I was going to say, what happened?
We
Where
went,
did we go? What's happening?
I went to the UK where
Oh.
I spent 10 days with somebody that was you. I think it was you.
It was
Was it a doppelganger? Was it a robot? No.
yes, maybe. Well, don't get
Yeah, for everybody watching, our guests tonight actually are Todd and Carmella, believe it or not. We are going to finally get to kind of hear their whole kind of like experience that they went across the pond, they hit UK, but they also did some paranormal events there as well. So tonight we are honoring them and we get to kind of hear all about their trip. So super excited about that. You guys kind of start us off on, how did the whole trip, how did the whole trip kind of get started?
Go ahead, take it away.
So we planned it for, just about a year or so. We were, it was the Festival of the Unexplained that Ron and Lourdes spoke at last year.
Okay.
So they had got invited back. So we were like, all right, hey, let's make it over, go support them. And we made the jump. So we went, booked our plane tickets and everything. Unfortunately, they were not able to, the speaker list changed, and Ron and Lourdes unfortunately weren't able to make it over there.
Okay.
But we were committed. So we were doing touristy stuff on the front side and the back side, and we had the Festival of the Unexplained sandwiched smack dab in the middle. We got to actually hang and spend some quality time with Andy DeCodes from Alien 8 UK. He was gracious enough to pick us up from the train station. We spent like an hour in a car with him. He picked us up. We went to his kind of station near him. He picked us up. We drove in, and we arrived at Bosworth Hall. What was that? Thursday afternoon, right? Yeah, Thursday afternoon.
I don't remember.
It was one big blur, huh?
It was one big blur. So the festival was a good time. I mean, we met a lot of great people. And we did some investigating. We did do, I guess we should start with the initial day once we got settled in. I guess the first thing we should talk about is, maybe it's not paranormal, but for those, we're not big fish people. So he was like, listen, I'll take you, we'll go do a proper fish and chips. So we went right at the town of Bosworth. It's a beautiful little village, and you'll see a couple of pictures I'm going to share tonight. In the town, just kind of showing it, but it was called the Battered Fish, and we had a mini fish and chips. Yeah, the Battered
I was
Fish.
right there.
Were you really there?
It was all an illusion, Carmella, all an illusion.
Maybe it was my jet lag.
Maybe. quick
Yeah.
hello to Ron and Lourdes, Mary Beth. Thanks for joining in. So yeah, so we actually split a fish and chips, and it was actually delicious. It was really, really good. I mean,
It was good.
yeah,
Good.
it was good. Yeah. And you,
He
what,
liked it.
what did you
I
have?
had their big thing there is mushy peas, but it's like peas that they put in the batter and they fry them. So it was like really salty. It was actually good. I ate that instead of I ate some of the fish, but it was
So,
something different. But it was good.
so once we got full, then we got settled in, got checked into our room, and then we had basically we had done the VIP tour, or tickets for the festival.
Okay.
And the first night, Thursday night, we did, it was like a little mini investigation. So it was basically 3 areas within the Bosworth Hotel and Spa.
It was kind
That
of like 3 activities.
3 activities, yeah. So activities.
activities.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yep. So the one area and I'm going to pop on some pictures now. So this is the picture of at night of Bosworth Hall. This is what Bosworth Hall looks like. This is actually the backside looking of the property. Beautiful old, lot of history to this location.
Were you standing in that field?
We were saying this is when we did that walk. You were there. I just waited till everybody. So there's another picture of this with everybody walking up in front of me. So I got a picture. I just didn't use that one. There's like 10 or so people in front of us, or in front of me when I took it.
The steps are on the
Yeah,
other
the
side.
steps are
Okay.
on. This is the back
Okay.
side of the property, looking out onto the big great lawn on the back side of the
Mhm.
property. So so this is Bosworth Hall, and so yeah, there was 3 different little activities, and I'll get to the activity. Just a couple little more shots. This was a moat that surrounds the property. Back in that day, I mean, this dates back, to the 19th century, I believe.
That's so cool.
And yeah, it really is cool just walking a property at night where there's lights. And then there's certain areas where it gets a little darker. It is a little creepy.
I
just
said I
saying.
wasn't going. I said I'm good right here. I don't need to go any further.
So
Well,
yeah,
Andy was with me. Andy was like, I don't want to go back there.
yeah.
We were going to send you by yourself.
So so kind of next to the area where one of the activities was, like I said, this
Gate prison door.
the
Okay.
Newgate prison
It was
door.
huge. It was
So this is the history. There was a prison on the outskirts of London, and they actually have a gate from it. So it dates back, and that's the gate there. And that they use it. I think it's going into the one bar in the property, but the
bar, like a
the
bar.
bar. Yeah. So
Nice.
that prison gate door is off an actual Newgate prison. That
Okay.
it was in operation for like 700 years. It was built in like 1124 or something like that, and then they rebuilt it a couple times, but basically it got put into Bosworth in 1903, I believe. If I go back and read this, if I was really to zoom in, you could read on this. So that gate's got some I'm sure some history and some
Oh,
stories.
absolutely. That's very cool.
And yeah, it was cool just seeing that. They're like, did you see the prison door? I'm like, no, what prison door? And you walk around and it's heavy. Like you feel like it's a heavy ass door. Like you can't, it's like you go to move it, you got to use some force to move it. So this, I'm trying to think, this may have been, was it adjacent to the ballroom? It was pretty close, I think, to the
We had to go
ballroom.
down. We walked out of the ballroom down into that little seating section.
Yeah.
Maybe that was a bar right there.
Maybe, I believe so, yeah.
And then we have like 4 steps and then we went around.
Ooh.
So, all right, let's talk about now we'll get into the activity.
Okay.
So this is called the Woolston Lounge. And, Penny Morgan from Haunted Histories, who was gracious enough, we actually met with her on the backside of the tour. This is actually, this room here, this lounge is known for what is called the Gray Lady. So there was a family called the Dixie family who owned Bosworth Hall back in the day. And there's a report of what is called the Gray Lady. And the Gray Lady's name is Annie Dixie. It's the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Dixie, and I'm forgetting their name off the top of my head. But there are reportings in this room of activity that is believed to be her. Now, here's the story behind Annie Dixie. She fell in love with a lover, I think maybe at the age of 19 or something like that. You can Google it. It's on Wikipedia or whatever. You can search it. She was accidentally killed by her father, who set a trap for the lover, who didn't approve of the relationship. So
Yikes.
so now was this our first spot? Yeah, this was the first spot that we did our first activity. So in here they had the table you see with the lights candle set up on it. It was with they had
It's like
a Ouija board set up. They had the.
I did not touch it. I stayed far away from it.
Good thinking, young lady. Good thinking.
We tried doing it, but the planchette wasn't working on it too well, and it was just a little rough of a table with the bottom of the planchette. We couldn't, we just couldn't.
It wouldn't glide.
It wouldn't glide. We felt like it wanted to move, but it was me, Carmella, Andy.
Wasn't me.
And I know you didn't touch it, but you were in the room.
Yeah.
And so this was our first area. Now, the next activity after this was there was a medium there, right? I forget the gentleman's name, but we did what was a version of the Estes and what is it called? Auto writing. You're kind of like blinded, and then you just whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, you have a pen and paper and you write down.
Like I'm supposed to send him messages. He's supposed to pick up what I'm sending him.
Right. So I actually sat.
Scribe. I think it's scribe.
Right.
Yeah. So I went under first. I put the headphones on with the spirit box and the blindfold and had the paper, and basically whatever I heard or saw or whatever, I would write it down. While Carmella was away from me, trying to be connected with me and send me visions of, say shapes. What do you say? Two things.
He said, say a shape in your head. I said, okay, a red ball. He said, that's not a shape. I go, it's not a shape. It's a ball. Isn't that a circle? And he's like, but I just say circle. I'm like, okay, circle. And what did you draw?
So I drew, and I don't think I have it queued up first. Is this where also that you had your premonition of
the little girl?
So you talk about that, because I think that's the first picture.
Oh, the little girl?
Yeah.
I forget what we were. He's there. Can anyone feel anything in the room? Is anybody there? Like, what are you thinking? And I said, well, there's a little girl in this room. And I explained what she looked like. She had light hair. She had pigtails. She had freckles on her face. I said all different things. And she's trying to get out, is what I said.
So these were some of the things when Carmella was on. I know, but I'm going to leave it. No, I know, but that's her. So
that's the young girl. But I didn't draw that. We'll get into that.
We'll get into that in a second. So when Carmella was under, this is everything that she wrote. So if you read on there, it's
pickles, but it says peaches.
Peaches, roses,
heavy heart, cry, mom, love, Todd, love you. So what was happening was his mom, because his mom passed away, was coming to me and saying all these things. I saw her, and this is what she was saying. So I was writing it down for him, but he wasn't picking up anything that I was saying. And then I started crying, but it was just because I was feeling her.
Right.
So you weren't picking. I wasn't. Oh, 3. You kept thinking 3, and I kept thinking 3, but I didn't write it down.
Right. So that was her experience, and that was the picture. And then this was. So do you want to talk about? We'll go to a different room. Go to a different room. All right. Let's go. We'll go back to those pictures. So now I go under, and I start sensing all these I get the 3 2s, which we have 222 tattooed on our arms. I have actually like the yin and yang tattoo on the back of my left calf. So I vision that kind of like with little 2 dots or whatever. So while I'm under, and it was weird. I had never done this before, and I was experiencing these visions, and and I was just trying the best I could draw it on the paper, and not have it look like chicken scratch.
It's hard when you're blind.
Yeah, it's hard when you're blindfolded. You can't see. It's like, all right.
I can't draw unblindfolded, let alone blindfolded.
Either.
Right.
But I kept thinking, well, where am I? Like, am I writing on the paper?
So there's those little scribbly lines where, like I saw a vision of a fire and flames, and then I saw a little boy walking, and then kind of the 222s in a circle apply to what Carmella, her messages she was sending to me, and that I possibly picked up in the why I drew them. And then if you see that little square box with those 3 little circles, the 2 top circles and the one that's off to the left has pretty weird synchronicity, not coincidence, but meaning. So at the end, think about Frankenstein, like his block square head Frankenstein. And I saw, in the vision I saw 2 black circle eyes and a black circle mouth that was open, like screaming. So we fast forward to Friday, we go on a little haunted walking tour, a haunted history tour. And before that, the historian who gave the tour had lived in Bosworth for like 40 years, or been doing history for 40 years there. So one of the pictures that he shows in the church that's right next to Bosworth, that dates back, that actually was celebrating its 700th anniversary, is St. Peter's Church. And it has all, in the graveyard, all old tombstones around it. I'm trying to think, I may have 1 or 2 pictures in here. But when he showed his slideshow presentation, that little square Frankenstein picture was like a precursor to maybe what I was going to experience and see the next day. And inside the church, that is what I saw in one of the corners, and they're like sculptures, like gargoyles, but it's not a gargoyle. Here's the zoomed in.
Oh, gotcha.
That's basically what I saw. And I was like, holy crap. When I saw it Friday, before we actually went into their church, I was like, holy shit, I drew that last night on the, when I was doing the auto writing or whatever. So I was like, that's weird. Was that like a symbolism or whatever of what I was going to experience on the tour the next day? That's what it seems like to me. I don't, so.
Waking up and seeing that above you.
Yeah, right. Definitely not. So, so where should we go to next? So,
go back for just a minute. Who drew the picture of the girl?
All right, so see, that's what he's missing. He's jumping from day to day.
Right. Sorry.
So our next thing that we had to go to that night was in the ballroom.
Right.
Okay.
So we're all holding hands, saying things, and then we get up, we stand in a circle, and one guy comes behind me, touches my head. I feel like there was a crown of thorns. I'm like, what did he touch me with? But apparently, he was opening
Your
my
chakra. So back to that. So that was the first activity. The second activity was what Carmella was talking about. It actually may have been the last activity. Was in the ballroom. And there was the gentleman's name who drew it. His name is Andy Moore. He's a psychic medium.
Okay.
And, Rich Michello does the same thing.
He said he was Rich Michello.
He was like, because like he really has some, like Rich has some, really great drawings. These, I saw some of them, I was like, holy crap. Like I'm like, you drew these? And, he's been doing it for, really, really long time.
He's somewhere else with us, but he's not in our group. He's to the side, drawing, doing whatever. I even forgot he was there. But then he came over to me and he said, there's a little girl that's next to you and she needs help getting out. So we made him the human pendulum. Now, he didn't know he was with me. Behind him, like thinking, yeah, I can catch him if he falls backwards.
Timber.
And the other guy, Andy, was in front of him. So, he was asking questions for the little girl to come through. Was she afraid? Then we all see the shadow figure walk in front of us, like walk and go out the door, and we all just kind of was like, oh my God, that is the first time I've probably really even seen something like that.
And as I'm standing in the pendulum, so we're in the ballroom and I'm standing, and there's like a door or a window leading out into the hallway or into the kitchen area, I think it was. And it was just a quick little out of peripheral, that's how we typically see those types of figures and shadows. And I was like, what the hell was that? And they're like, did everybody, like everybody, there was like 3 or 4 of us. They were like,
we all stopped. Whether what Todd was doing, it didn't matter. We were going to let him.
like and tipping over, like forget it.
What was that? But you saw.
Yeah, I thought it was
Like,
weird.
whoa! But apparently, we got her to go through. We were able to get her through to the other side. Whatever this was holding her back, wasn't allowing her to move on. So with all of our help, we were able to get her through. So then he comes over to me and he's like, do you know anything about the little girl? I explained to him before I saw the picture what she looked like, where she was from, and some of that said, which weird is Robert at the end. Now that's my dad. Like, was my dad there helping her go through? But there were other things that it was just weird. And I said, I looked at Todd and I go, that is the little girl that I saw. So that was weird. He had no idea that I saw anything.
Yep.
He's like, she's just drawn to you with your white light. She feels comfortable with you. And he called him the protector and with the protector. But like I said, he didn't know that he was with me.
Right.
With your protector, we were able to push her through.
Right. So at the top there, this is what Andy wrote on the back. I believe the name is Myrtle. She believed that she was 11 years old, around 1901. Fever, fluish, servant girl. Right. You can see all that lost, abandoned. Energy, I can't forget what the other part says. Different timeline for to her, and then obviously
where Robert was.
But it was weird. He was like Carmella was like the light, and like he was the moth. Like he went right to her, and he's like, your energy. He said, you got a glow of, and we're just like, I turn and look, I'm like, but that Carmella always has that type of experience when people meet her for the first time, and they're like, you got energy or whatever.
Like, that's shining bright. You need to learn how to use that.
And then
very cool.
And then
I know.
And then Russ, who was one of the guest hosts, he was walking around. He's from, I think it's Newbury Paranormal or whatever in the UK. And I was standing, I'm watching, and he's like this over.
I was in front of me. I'm like, what did you do to me? He touched me.
He's like, did he
Someone's
touch
on my
me?
head.
I'm like, no, he didn't. Like his hands above it, but he was like opening her chakra.
I mean, it didn't hurt.
Yeah,
but it was like 5 pinches in the back of my head. I'm like, what did he put on my head? Is there a glow stick on my head? I'm going through the whole thing. He's like, will you stop? He didn't touch you. I'm like, something did.
Yeah, he's like, she's like, don't open my chakra.
I'm like,
close that shit back up. I don't want to experience
He started laughing. I'm like, no, there's no laughing. Just shut it. Like, don't. Now I'm wide open. I'm Whoopi Goldberg. Come on now.
They're lining up.
Yeah. So, all right, on to, so that was, I think that wraps up the first night.
I don't think there was anything.
Back through these, and then let's zoom in. This is just a quick little picture. This is the church, St. Peter's, services. If you want to go, hop over on a plane. They have services at 10 a.m. each Sunday.
Huh.
We didn't know.
Oh, were we not there?
No, we weren't. No, we weren't there. We were flying over that day.
I don't remember.
So around this 700-year-old church is the graveyard.
Cemetery.
Wow.
This is the steeple lit up at night from standing in Bosworth's property. It's just really beautiful, lit up at night, and just the grounds around there. It's a little hard at the top of the steeple. It's a little golden cockle, as they call it, a golden rooster. Has to get in the church with the whole Peter and denying the Jesus 3 times stuff. And so they had just literally redone it and put it up on top of the
Oh, wow.
recently in time for their 700th anniversary celebration. As you walk around, here are some of the, right? So that's dating back 1850, right?
Yeah.
So
I think you said they just redid that.
And they had just redone this.
Some of them they just found it.
They were just
up around the area, and they just redid that so that people could read it.
Yeah, and the church is here 700 years. They think there's still more graves there that are even date back longer than when the church was there. Here's a little night shot of some of the grave markers and stuff. So let me go back. So now I should have put a picture of it in. So on Saturday night, we had, after day's festivities and the events and stuff like that, we went out after the vampire ball that they had. We went out on a we went out with Andy and the girls from to investigate. We did a little mini investigation, and we went around to the church. I took my REM pod with me, and literally to the front of the door, there's old, the walkway it's old bluestone slate. So I go and I put the REM pod up, turned it on. It's on the lowest setting. I think I had it on. And as soon as I step back and start to get ready to start asking questions, the REM pod just starts going off. And I'm like, all right, that's weird. And there's really no, it's a proximity center, but like everybody was well away from it. So I couldn't pinpoint as to why it was being off. So I would go back, reset it. It would stay quiet for like 2 or 3 seconds. The minute I backed away from it, it would start going off again. So I don't know if it's the theory is, and I had asked Penny Morgan, I said, the grounds don't get investigated that much, if at all. And it could just be that with that device there, they're very curious and, maybe why it was being triggered, and kind of using the energy, whatever energy was there, was setting it off. I did it like 3 or 4 times. I moved it to a couple different locations, and it kept repeating the same thing. Going back to the Woolston Lounge.
I have to get water on my eyes.
Okay. So we had done, after this, we had gone back into the Bosworth Hall to continue on and walking around doing some Q&As. And I'm like, I had read Penny's book about Bosworth Hall. And one of the things was she talked about the gray lady that I mentioned earlier. We went in, there's a big, nice fireplace hearth. I should have put it in here. I didn't. I apologize. You can look on some of the pictures. It's in there with the, on our Facebook pages and stuff like that. You can see I believe some of the pictures. It's in there. So literally, I took the REM pod, set it on the fireplace on the concrete mantle in front of the fireplace, and then we started doing a Q&A session with the REM pod and the K2 meter. And they were going off in synchronicity, kind of going back and forth. And it was in reference to who we believe was Annie Dixie.
Oh,
so it was a pretty interesting evening. We didn't, at this point, it was getting to be like 2 o'clock in the morning. So we were getting a little bit teary-eyed and
I was dragging.
a little tired.
Yeah.
So we did have some cool experiences. Like I said, it wasn't full-on investigation, but it was enough to pique the curiosity to, and make you go, and wonder what was going on. So
Right.
So was Friday. Friday, we're about out of order here, right? Friday was the history tour, I think.
Yeah.
So Friday was the history tour, and going back to the gentleman that did the history tour, where I saw the face of the sculptures in St. Peter's Church. After we went through St. Peter's Church, now he walked us through the town of Market Bosworth. Interesting little thing, and probably not many people know this unless you're from the town and have lived there pretty much all your life, or a historian and doing research. Let me zoom in. What do you see on the bricks?
There's writing.
All right, you think it's writing. Anybody in the audience, what do you think you see on the brick?
Let me tell you. Let me catch you up to speed here. There's fingers, and when they put together the building, they built the building. They had child labor, so you see. They set the bricks up. They're really their fingers.
No, not scratches, Mary Beth. That's what Carmella
Literally fingerprints, huh?
said, was that they are actually the fingerprints from the little kids that when the bricks when they were putting them in the mold or whatever. And unless you were like you might think they're scratches or writing or something
They
like
could look
that.
like scratches.
Well, it looks like writing on some of them.
Yeah.
Yep. But
You're
literally,
like a teacher. I can tell you're a teacher.
you can tell I'm a teacher, and I
Yeah.
teach in a prison.
Well,
Some of the brick has it, some of it doesn't. Like this brick here doesn't, but then some of this brick up here does.
Huh.
So, little interesting fact
That's crazy.
about the town of Bosworth. I mean, it's pretty cool. Like, and like I said, and even if we were to walk by it, like,
I don't even know that I would pick it
would
up.
we have even picked it up? It'd be like, oh, it's just, yeah, it's cool. I love the brick,
That's
you know,
cool design.
the design or whatever. But there's another little,
Oh yeah, you can see it.
yeah.
Wow.
So now we didn't have anything because he was a man on a mission. You couldn't ask him any questions. He was take us to the spot to do it. Like even if we wanted to do like an EVP session or something to try and
She's like, we have no time. We have
We
no
have no
time.
time.
We have to take you to the next place.
next
And
place.
he was like 80, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was up in
He had a
age.
cane, but he was walking pretty fast.
He was a mover and a groover.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that was a cool little piece of history. Now we've left Market
But wait,
Bosworth.
there's more.
But wait, there's more. So now we are.
This was what I was afraid of. I was afraid of the tube. Would we be able to do it? Would it be easy?
Uh.
What would it be like? But I have to say it was really easy.
It
But
was
whatever
easy.
you do, don't use it. If you have an iPhone, don't use your iPhone. Because every time, like, you tap it, you'd have to go, like, through the double clicks or put in your own number. So I would just take my card out, and you have to scan every time you go in or out. You have to scan your card. There's, you pay whatever. I think the most you could pay is $18 a day.
Yeah, something like that. They have a cap, so you can once you hit that cap, you can still ride the tube
But you
get
have
on
to
and
check
off as
in
many
and check
times.
out.
But so the reason I took this picture, couple reasons. One, what movie when you see this picture, spooky movie kind of comes to mind? A comedy one.
If you don't know, it's Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. So, the scene when they go to the old New York Railway or whatever, and they're walking down. When I saw this, it just kind of made me think of it.
Yeah.
Now, what is Ron saying?
You hear?
What is he saying? Are we the only ones with some electronic pulsing? No.
Oh, yeah, we hear
Yeah,
it too.
we hear it too,
And
Ron.
I don't hear it on my end at all.
It may be on our end. We apologize. So it wasn't doing that.
He's electric.
Who knows? There could be some energy around us or something. We
Well,
asked them
something's
to
really
leave.
bothering my eyes.
Yeah,
Something's
Carmella,
burning my eyes.
She was fine until she sat down, and then her eye started to burn her. So I don't know what's going on.
I thought maybe we put the gas on. Did you hear me? I lit all the things. I'm like, maybe the gas.
Do I need to get holy water,
Maybe.
holy water, and douse you and see?
Maybe.
Hopefully you don't start smoking. So yeah. So what was the other reason? So we had some experience, or you had some experiences when we rode the tube, and I'm going to let her talk about what some of her experiences.
Early in the morning when we got on it, we were going to Painting of the Guards. Was it that morning? Got on the Queen's line, whatever it is. So now, first of all, you can't make eye contact. You can't talk to anybody. You have to look down. So here I am staring at everyone, and there's a young girl across from me that was picking at her face. Another guy was picking his nose. Another one, I'm just staring at them, and I hear screaming. So I look at him, I'm like, are we in like the depths of hell? Like, what is happening? Are they going to become zombies? Like, it was the weirdest thing. And as soon as they got off, they were fine, but you're not allowed to stare at people. And I really thought that it was going to be a zombie apocalypse or something that was going to happen to us when we got off the train. But I heard screaming.
I was going to say, so what do you think that was? Those were you?
Like I pictured in the movie Ghost again, where like the black hooded little evil people came out to come and get somebody's soul. And I kept looking at her like, I hope she doesn't go down here because I don't want to witness that.
Right.
But she was clearly something. She was stoned. Something was going on, and the guy, I don't know. He was just old.
Right.
I don't know, but it was just screaming. I'm like, thank God we got off. But
now you didn't have anybody. Did you see anybody like in the movie Ghost when Patrick Swayze first he passes away and then he just kind of learning, and then there's I forget the actors, but he's like talking to him like nobody was like leave me alone. You didn't have Any experience like that, right? Okay.
No, I just heard.
That you just didn't tell me about
I
anyway.
don't think so. I don't know. I just kept staring at them, and you're like, "Don't make eye contact." I'm like, "How do you not stare?"
That's a funny one. That's just trying to remote view the podcast.
Nah, he's in bed. He's wiped out.
Was he back from dinner yet, or was he?
Yeah, no, he already called. He's like, I'm sorry, I can't even stay up to watch the show. He's going to bed.
We know why. He had a couple double dirty martinis, probably.
Possibly.
Good for him is right. So, all right. So now I took this one because, I mean, it's been a while. I'm trying to remember. Have we ever ridden a New York subway?
No, I've never even been in New York. So.
Artwork and stuff, but this was this was called the Marble Arch exit, station. And I thought it was very, very artistic and pretty and stuff. So I was just like, let me take a picture of that.
The ones I was staring at, they were alive. I think. I mean, did you see them?
The people, I saw people,
You saw the girl and the old man?
I was oblivious, so I really can't confirm or deny. But so
she's hitting her head on the side too, and I'm like, what's wrong with her? Don't make eye contact. I'm like, I can't help it, but something's going on. Maybe he didn't. Maybe I did see it and he didn't see it.
Yeah, maybe.
Did you think I was crazy when I got off the tube?
No, I know you were kind of like, let's get the hell out of here.
I was like that because I just heard screaming.
Because you were a little charged up from whatever you were feeling.
Screaming.
So, but yeah, I thought this.
I think they were.
I thought this, artwork was pretty cool looking. So
that's very cool.
All right, what's the next one?
Torture at the tower, huh?
Who wants to talk about torture? So on the backside of the tour of our visit after the festival, we on the beginning side we stayed south of Kensington, or what is called South Kensington, UK, and we were south of Hyde Park. So we were near a couple of museums and stuff, and then so we had walked around, did a bunch of things down there, did changing of the guard, did the festival. On the backside, we were on the north side. And then we decided to do Tower of London, which is basically a prison. It's where the Queen's Guard, I believe, or King's Guard is now, but it's where the crown jewels are. It's basically, it was a prison back in the day. It was many things. There was beheadings there that we'll get into in a few.
You only have 20 minutes.
I know we only got 20. I don't have too many more. So let's go into the dungeon of torture, shall we say? So anybody that has some back problems and needs to get stretched out, this is what you had to look forward to back in the day. Or if you were bad and a prisoner and they were trying to extract some information from you, they put you on the rack and stretched your ass out until you gave that information up. It's kind of surreal to, when you see all the history on TV.
That's being person, like, whoa, it really happened.
And it's like, wow, it's like this shit really happened back in the day.
That's crazy.
And so that's the rack. I like this next one. This is called, and I forgot to look this up, it's called The Scavenger's Daughter. It's a replica, but it's a little hard to see, but you can see the silhouette. Let me zoom in on it. You're basically, can you see that? Like you're hunched over, like on your knees underneath you. You're through there, and you're like a hot potato, or like you're like a rotisserie chicken getting ready to put into the oven, I guess.
Gotcha.
Doesn't look like it's that comfortable. Maybe at first it wasn't that bad, but I'm assuming that's just not a 5-minute position that they're keeping you in that for. So. It doesn't look like too much fun. Now, I don't think I have the picture in here, but there's a bunch of different areas that we walked around and toured. We saw the crown jewels. They wouldn't let us take pictures of the crown jewels. We don't have any of the crown jewels pictures. They have crows there. Crows are huge. Like, crows are big. Man, when you see them in person, those suckers are big. and they're smart.
Yeah, they're very smart.
And so we walked to the one area. Do you remember what the one? Remember we walked down the steps? Do you know what that area was called? It
Yeah,
was
they kept the
the
one guy,
kids.
and I heard the.
Yeah. Or you
the
saw it,
shadow
yeah.
walk
So
up
go
the
ahead and talk
steps.
about that. Yeah.
I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah, I don't remember what the building, but it was an area where they kept prisoner and they kept an individual there. And
But they have like a fake. So you go into the little tower, and across you see where the guard sits, and it has steps going up, and it's playing music, and you hear like little kids talking, you hear different things. But when I looked, I saw a shadow. I'm like, oh well, maybe it's just like part of their skit. But there it was never seen again. But did you? Oh, actually, you didn't put that picture in there.
Yeah, I didn't put it. Yeah. So she saw a figure. So I was standing with my back to this, where the kind of demonstration, kind of like a little gated off area that they had like a little mock, stage skit or whatever. And up there, up the steps, she's like, okay, we got to go. And I'm like, what? She's like, I just saw a figure run up the steps. And I'm like,
you hear footsteps.
Yeah,
That's what you hear.
yeah.
You hear footsteps go up the steps. So when I looked, it wasn't just footsteps. It was a shadow, a black shadow going up the steps. So I thought maybe it was just part of their thing, but I didn't see it again.
Right. And she
And we
thought maybe,
stayed for a little bit.
yeah, maybe it was like a projection, like
Right,
maybe they had a projection of somebody walking up the steps or something like that. And like she said,
They were ravens, right?
they're not ravens. Yeah, I don't have a picture of the ravens.
They were huge.
They were big. There are ravens.
They got him as gift.
And
She, queen and the king. The king.
Whoever it was at that time period, the queen or one of the kings or the queens got them as gifts back in the day.
And they have to keep 6 in there at all times, which sounds strange. We thought he was kidding, but
Yeah.
he said they have trackers on them.
So, all right. Do you like this little glass table?
Sure.
It's a lovely little glass table, right? What do you think it's a glass table? And what do you think in the center is, Audra? What does it look like?
I have no idea.
Well, if you get tired and you
Oh,
lay
a
down,
pillow, yeah.
it's a lovely little pillow. Do you know what that is?
Is that where they chop off heads?
The queen, or she was the queen at the time. They chopped off her head there.
That is a memorial for the area where they beheaded. That's the actual location where they beheaded a few, like 3 or 4 queens and a king. I think they didn't behead him, but there was a German spy that they shot.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, that's a little memorial for and actually you can if I zoom in, you'll see. Let me go down. These are some of the close to the site. So Malcolm McPherson. These are the peoples of the names, I believe, who were beheaded. Right, William Lord Hastings and
Ian Boleyn. Yeah. Okay.
Anne Boleyn in 1536. Margaret Pole, what is that? Countess of what? That is not a jacuzzi.
Nope. Well, maybe a
Definitely not a
jacuzzi, but it's
jacuzzi.
not a good jacuzzi.
No, not a pool
like a pool
cover.
cover.
Could look like a pool cover.
Round pool
Definitely
cover.
not a pool cover. So yeah, that's a little area commemorating where they did some beheadings. Unfortunate time.
Yeah.
But at least they remember them.
And I believe, I want to say, and I know it's like if we watched, what was our favorite, King of Thrones? Like back in the day, like, to stop, thieves and bandits and whatever, they would behead you and then they would put your head on a stake and like put it on the entrance and stuff. I'm sure, that's public knowledge of what they used to do back in the day.
Yeah. A good deterrent.
Yeah, right. Well,
It would, you would think it would deter people. Yeah, that's all good. Hey,
it's always
zoomed
something.
out, it kind of reminded me of that.
Of
I
the
hear you. I think
Could
that's
look like a
Jenny.
jacuzzi, yeah.
It could look like a jacuzzi, Jenny, no doubt. All right, what's next? All right, what is this from, my love?
Mhm.
What did we do? One of the things we did on Tuesday night after we met with Jenny or Penny.
Oh, Jack the Ripper?
Jack the Ripper tour.
Oh, wow. One of the back alleys, huh?
Yeah, one of the back alleys. We did Jack the Ripper tour.
Very
That was
cool.
Theme. back alley.
Yeah.
That was the only place that was the same.
Yeah, that was, and I think this may have been where the first murder, Jack the Ripper murder, occurred, if I'm not mistaken, as I recall. But yeah, there was.
That was creepy walking down.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
You could tell, like when you go to different parts of the city and stuff, other areas, as they call it, are more posh than others. But
Right.
like this is the East End of London. Like you can tell, like the vibe changes and stuff. Like you can feel the heaviness. You can feel like it's a working class or whatever area type of feel.
Yeah, that was
But
Jack the
like
Ripper.
you now just imagine everything's all nice and lit up, and it had a creepy feel. It has the creepy feel today. Imagine back in the day when there wasn't
There were
really
no
lights and you had like the street lanterns and stuff, and you can easily see why. Listen, you could get kidnapped quite easily, and if you're walking by yourself. So, a couple more, a little bit. These are just some of the pictures. The tour itself was good. It was a walking history tour. The guide did a really good job. He did show us, they're readily available online, the post-mortem pictures of the 5 victims from Jack the Ripper murders. It was a nice history kind of walking tour.
Wow.
One area that we didn't get, this was one of the spots that we stopped by. This was one of the most haunted pubs in London. It's called the 10 Bells.
Oh.
Didn't get a chance to go inside. I said I had to use the bathroom, and then somebody may have said they didn't want to go in because of the lady in the bathroom, right?
Yeah,
So,
I didn't have to go to the
yeah,
bathroom
she didn't have to
either.
go to the bathroom. She's like, you could go in if you
That's
want.
what I said.
I wanted to go in and see, but we were on the
You should've
tour,
went.
and then I was like, nah, we'll go. I figured, and I was like, oh, we'll
I
come.
didn't stop. Don't blame me.
No, I wasn't blaming you. Wasn't blaming
I
you.
said I'm not going anywhere near the bathroom because that's where in the basement are the bathrooms. So she's normally seen going in and out of the bathrooms.
So
I said, I'm not going to the bathroom. You help yourself. And the guy, our tour guide, actually lived in that
yeah,
building.
he actually
And
lived.
he's actually seen her. Lucky
Yep.
Lizzie.
Oh, wow.
The second to the last.
Yep.
She was the 4th victim.
Pretty interesting. So just some of the sights that we, from our tour over there. And then let's end on a positive note.
This is Tinkerbell to the right. And
Does-
Oh,
Hold on. What happened?
I saw her lit up.
Let me go. Hold on. I'll get back to her.
She was lit up, yeah. I wish it was really her, but
It does look like that, though.
I think it's a flag that's lit up. But I said, oh my God, it's Big Ben. That's Peter Pan. Second star to the right.
There
Up
we
to
go.
Neverland.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that not remind you of Peter Pan?
It does. It does. That's very cool.
It was very cool, and when we saw it, it was just, it had that ambiance and that vibe of seeing it, and we were like, that's pretty cool. So yeah.
Did we go to Lionsgate?
Did we go to Lionsgate?
Mary Beth,
I think, Mary Beth, we walked past Lionsgate, but we didn't go into it. I remember
Penny
passing
took us
it.
to a bunch of different
Yeah, Penny,
pubs,
on
but
Tuesday when Penny came down to visit us.
none of us are really feeling anything in the pubs.
Yeah,
Except the one that was supposed to be so morbid. We were actually all fine. We were all like, this feels jolly. This is happy in here.
So we back to just us.
Wait, let me back up.
Yeah.
So that was So Penny, when she walked us around, it was like we ended up going 3 different pubs. Started
Todd
at like
had to have 3 Guinness.
3 Guinnesses, and usually I'm pretty good. Like I can put down like usually 3 or like 4 or 5 and not feel anything. By the time, and this was spaced out over walking like a couple hours. Like at the 3rd pub, I was like done, and then she kind of wanted to we could sense that she wanted to get home because her
kids were by themselves. and
themselves.
she wanted to go home.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
Well, we got one more pub.
We
We
got
can
one.
go. I'm like, yeah. No,
I'm like,
let's
yeah,
go.
no, I'm good. I'm tapping out. Like, I'm good. So, and that's when we ended up booking the Jack the Ripper tour after we left her, and ended up going and doing that tour and stuff. And then our last night, what did we do our last night?
I don't remember. I wasn't there.
You weren't there.
Mm-mm.
We decided to climb 550
Oh,
steps
yeah.
to St. Paul,
Oh,
where Princess Diana and Prince Charles got married. Beautiful
I tried.
sight.
I tried to block that out of my
If you want to see some of the pictures on Facebook, I posted them. That's a bad memory that I don't want to get. I don't want
That's
to.
a lot of steps.
Just go to the top, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we get to the top. We're looking down inside the church. You can see everything. And then the woman says, all right, we're going to close in 30 minutes. Go to the next level. You'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all right. We go to the next level. I'm sweating. I can't breathe. I'm cursing in church. I'm saying the F word in church. I can't do this. I can't do this.
Jenny's saying that you blocked it.
I did.
Mentally, yeah.
I mentally blocked it. And then the guy goes, look, there's just one more set of steps you have to go up and you'll be on top of the whole church, like the very tippy top of the church and looking out at the city. And I go, oh God, okay. So we go in and now I'm at a landing and I'm ready. I'm screaming the F word in church. I'm screaming. And he's like, okay, all right, we don't have to do it. I'm like, no, I'm going. And then we get to the next landing and I see people going down. I go, that's my out. We can go out right there. And the woman's like, you got 12 more steps. You got this high. May as well go up. I'm like, fine. We go up and I was never so scared in my life. He's like, look at the city. I'm like, yep, it's beautiful. Just walk away from the side of the side of the wall. I'm like, I'm good. I can see it all from right here. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we got down those steps pretty quick though.
Yeah. And then your legs are like jelly, and you're trying. You think, you're coming down, but now that your legs are shot for going up 550 steps,
Right.
now you kind of they're little jelly like coming down. And then we stayed at 5 o'clock. It was a beautiful ceremony. They did it's called Evening Song at 5 p.m. where they play. The orchestra comes in, and then they had a choir that came in, sang songs, and then it was a special event, a ceremony for an orchestra that group that. They were doing a memorial mass for them, and so it was nice. So we got choir and orchestra, and so that was pretty neat. But every time we would sit and then we'd have to get back up, it was like a new sense of our legs were like shaking, vibrating, like we were leaning on each other, trying to hold each other up. So, but no, we're gone. But so that's our journey across the pond for the festival.
Awesome! I'm still so jealous, but very happy for you guys.
It was a great time, great experience. So highly recommend if you haven't been over to London, go over there. We wanted to do Paris, but it just didn't make sense because of the cost of the train. No, the cost of.
But Bosworth was canceled. We were thinking maybe Bosworth would be canceled, and then we would take that money and go to Paris and go to Paris for a few days.
But it just didn't make sense doing a one-day trip for the price. So, but
well, that would be long too. 3 hours there, 3 hours back.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Okay.
Going back.
So
interesting.
But
yay!
And brings us to the end of another week.
Oh, I can't believe it.
And I know, but at least it gets you a little bit closer to having Chris come back.
One more day closer.
One more day closer. So, but all right. So I think anything else that you want to add, Miss Audra?
Not on this end. Nothing exciting going on here at this point in time.
We're gonna see you in 2 weeks.
Hopefully.
Oh, no, we definitely have.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're planning on it. So yes.
No, it's definitely. It's just a matter of whether we're
flying or driving.
Just a matter of we drive or fly. So we're still looking at.
All right. Well, I'll get the room ready. You guys come on over, and we'll show you around. And hopefully, weather permitting, we can do a couple maybe outside activities, kind of like we did with Ron and Lourdes. And we'll go back to the Tintagony Cemetery and. We'll, see what we can do.
Sounds good.
Forward to it.
Follow. It'll be fine.
All right. Let's see if I can. I'm not Chris, so I'm going to do my best.
All right.
But we want to say thank you to everybody in chat. Thanks for joining, asking questions, and hope that it was a fun show for you guys tonight. We enjoyed sharing what we did. How about you?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So thanks for joining in.
There, but I was kind of there. It was an outer body experience. My eyes are itchy. I took 2 Benadryl.
So she's probably starting to. She's done tapping out. So thanks for joining on this journey beyond the
thanks
veil.
Everybody for hanging again. As always, we love you guys.
If you felt the chill tonight, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow Stay Haunted here on our YouTube page and Facebook. Join us next week as new tales of the unknown are explored. And speaking of next week's, we have Jenny and Armando, I believe, from 305 Paranormal. So we're looking forward to that, for them joining us. And most of all, stay curious, stay brave, and most of all, stay haunted. See you, everybody. Good night.